is learning to see things in your favor. So I feel like one of people's biggest problems is that they don't know what to do when they're hit with any type of adversity. Like, we're not well trained in these areas. Like, if you grew up like me, my parents or my family is what you would call, like Jamaican people joke and say, very miserable, and what they mean by that is that they're usually very anxious. They're usually very on edge. Like, they don't know how to, or they're always complaining. They don't know how to, like, handle a situation, whether it be big or small, in the right manner. And what I mean by the right manner is in a controlled way. There's a way of composing yourself where you don't necessarily have to get out of your right mind, where someone has you acting out of character, and they kind of do a piss poor job of that. And I feel like, it's outside of just my particular family in general. It's just something that we have a problem with as like a culture. Like, we don't know how to see things in our favor. We think that, like, the world is out to get us, and that everything that happens is like that start of the avalanche of a million other bad things that is about to start happening to us. But, who's the one telling your life story? Who's in control of the story? At any point, you can take control of the narrative. And that's kind of what, this video is about, learning to see things in your favor. No matter what the situation is. Like, it might be a hard concept to grasp at first, but this has to do with faith. It has to do with, the whole idea of, like, in a bigger picture, this is going to benefit me in a better way. And you always keep that in your mind. So let's say you're on your way to work and your tire pops, and this is going to be the 5th time that you're late, and you get written up and you're fired. And on top of that, you could be behind on, like, a bill, or, you might have needed money for something important, or, it's like now you're about to get fired, you're not even going to have money for this tire, or whatever it might be. But what you have to start doing is training your mind to see how that scenario can be in your favor. You can say, yes, I'm getting fired, and now I'm going to be unemployed, and now I have to search for a job, and I don't know what to do. That's one way of looking at the story. The same story, not changing the details. You can say, man, this must be an opportunity for me to find something better. There gotta be a reason why I was driving to work today, and I just happened to pop my tire, and now I'm getting fired. This must mean that, I'm about to get a better job. This must mean that that business idea that I was thinking about starting, I'm supposed to get started on it. That's where faith comes in. Always having faith that in the back of your, like, no matter what's going on, that it's supposed to be in your good, for the better of you. No matter how bad the situation looks or how bad the situation is. You could say that, I'll use myself for an example. When I was opening the juice bar, that's right as the pandemic hit. Now, let's say there was never any pandemic. I'd probably be running the juice bar and still be running it, going along. But now I can look at it and say, like, damn, the pandemic messed up that opportunity for me. Or I can look at it the way that I do and say that, wow, that opportunity of not actually being in there and running the business from home has been a great opportunity to take time to learn more about holistic health, learn more about myself, learn more about business, gain more experience. So when I do have that opportunity again, I'll be better equipped than I was before the pandemic started. That's just another way of flipping the script. And you can do that with any scenario, no matter how bad it is, no matter how traumatic it might be tough at first, but you could be, sometimes I think about the traumas and the things that I've had to go through, and I look at it as like, one way of looking at it is like, this just makes me a stronger person. Another way of looking at it is like, You know, maybe I had to go through this just to be able to share my experiences with other people. You know, I'm always thinking of it in some sort of positive way, even when it's a negative thing. Because what you start to do is tell your subconscious mind, you know, you're telling the universe that you're a positive person. You're aligning yourself with a positive frequency. And when you have a positive mind and you're on a positive frequency, you open up more possibilities. Because you're opening up the possibility that you got fired because you're supposed to get a better job. You know, you're opening up that possibility versus having that idea in your mind and completely shutting it out that you got fired because the world is against you. This is supposed to change your thinking into thinking that everything is like the world is on your favor. You know, our problem is we got this thinking that the whole world is against us. Everything is against us. You know, you got to start seeing the world in your favor no matter what the situation is. You know, I was late for my date. Maybe that's somebody that you wasn't supposed to be dating. You know, this person cheated on me. You know, I dodged a bullet. You know, instead of beating yourself up, you got to learn to encourage yourself. Like, you know, you got to learn how to shake it off and keep it moving. You know, roll with the punches. You know, when life gives you lemon, make lemonade. It's like these are simple concepts, but these are the things that make changes in people's life. Because a lot of people, it could be the simplest, smallest things. You know, like I said, growing up. You know, not being able to find the remote is something that my whole house might be dwelling on for like a month. Or, you know, losing one little t-shirt or losing $5, something like that. You know, and when your mind is stuck in the past, you can't look forward to the future. So it's best to get in the habit of saying, like, you know, no matter what it is, you know, your car gets stolen. That means a better car is on the way for me. You know, you have to that should just be programmed in your mind. You know, everything that happens to me, you know, I just start thinking of how it's in my favor. No matter what the situation is, gas went up. Oh, that means I got to start making more money. You know, you just flip it right then and there. You go align yourself with a certain frequency. You're aligning yourself with a certain mindset that it's like no matter what happens, I'm just going to dodge the punch. It's like no matter what happens, I'm just going to be prepared. You know, because right now, it's like things happen and you get that punch and you just tuck it to the corner. You know, gas goes up, we just complaining about it for 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks, you could have been figuring out how to make more money to make it feel like gas never went up. You know, these are just the differences in mindset. Yeah, the best way I could say to even just get started on is start immediately, no matter what it is. A bill come, it went up, it's like, I just gotta make more money. It's like, this happens, no matter what it is, just flip it into your favor. How can this be in my favor? No matter what it was, whatever happened to me, how could this thing that happened to me show, how could I learn from this? What experience did this give me? You know, how can I build on that? You know, those are the way that we gotta flip our mindset instead of just dwelling on things. You know, we can't move forward that way. And, you know, that's basically it. You know, just something to think about. Changing the way your mindset works when things happen. You know, no matter how big or small, you get a hole in your shirt, just go buy a new shirt. Figure out how to get another one. You know, you're going to be like, it's crazy how people will complain about something so small like that all day. You know, if you can't face a small problem like that, it's like, what you going to do when there's a hole in your house, in the roof of your house or something? You know, it's just it's the smallest things that we got to work on to be able to like tackle the bigger problems. You know, just the simple things like keeping a positive mind. You know, so yeah, that's basically it.